From the cold layers of cloud, the eagle dives down, carrying the pressure of a dominant predator. It does not simply fly, it strikes, turning the sky into a fierce battlefield. The moment its prey loses rhythm, its massive wings close off every escape route. As its talons descend, power and speed erupt together. Against that dive, can the target still resist its fate? Eagles are symbols of power in the sky. With around 70 species, they live across high mountains, open forests, grasslands, and coastal regions. Their bodies are light yet powerfully built, allowing them to glide long distances, conserve energy, and control wide territories. Most eagles live in long-term pairs, working together to protect the nest and raise their young through each season. In nature, they are a sign of an ecosystem that still has enough space to remain in balance. Wolves are formidable pack predators, powerful enough to throw even large animals into confusion when surrounded. But when a single wolf separates from the pack to search for food, that advantage quickly weakens. From above, the eagle detects unusual movement with its sharp amber eyes. It dives fast and precisely, creating pressure from an angle the wolf can hardly predict. Even with its much larger size, a lone wolf may still hesitate when faced with the sudden approach of a predator that rules the sky. At feeding grounds, the eagle encounters another persistent rival, the coyote. This wild canine has an estimated bite force of around 150 pounds per square inch. It may not match the strength of a wolf, but it remains dangerous through cunning behavior and endurance. When a coyote moves closer, the eagle spreads its wings as a warning display. If the distance is crossed, it may jab defensively with its beak, beat its wings powerfully, or fly off to wait for another opportunity. In nature, power does not belong only to the stronger animal. It belongs to the one that knows the right moment to hold on to an opportunity. Every dive reveals why the eagle is considered a ruler of the skies. When winter covers the grasslands in white, golden eagles no longer have many choices when it comes to prey. That is when the flock becomes a far greater challenge. Weighing around 15 pounds, it is agile and equipped with extremely sharp hearing. Its golden-orange coat blends easily into dry summer grass, but against snow-covered ground, even small movements become easier to detect. From a high perch, the eagle studies the wind and the direction of the fox's movement. It does not choose a prolonged confrontation. Instead, it waits for the moment the rival loses focus. When the opportunity comes, the eagle drops from behind in a short, powerful, and precise approach. The fox is caught off rhythm for an instant, and the advantage quickly shifts towards the predator from the sky. But fox are not easily overcome. If danger is detected early enough, one can change direction, accelerate, and turn the terrain into an advantage. Many encounters end only as tense competition around an old feeding ground. In winter, survival does not belong to the strongest. It belongs to the one that knows how to take advantage of even the smallest opportunity. The harpy eagle is one of the most iconic predators of the South American rainforest. Unlike eagles that soar across open skies, the harpy eagle has relatively short wings, a long tail that works like a rudder, and extremely powerful legs, allowing it to maneuver through dense forest canopies. Its usual prey includes animals that spend much of their lives high in the trees. Hunting monkeys is never easy. They are fast, alert, and skilled at using branches and foliage for cover. But the harpy eagle is built for exactly this environment. Once it spots a target, it folds its wings, slips through narrow openings, and can surge forward at speeds of around 50 miles per hour. In the final moment, talons measuring nearly 5 inches help it gain control of the moment and move away through the canopy. With sloths, the challenge is different. They move more slowly, but their grip on the trees is remarkably strong. The harpy eagle must choose the perfect angle of approach to bring the reward back to the nest. The future of this eagle depends on an extremely slow breeding cycle. A pair of harpy eagles usually raises only one chick every 2 to 3 years, and the young remain dependent on their parents for a long period of time. Protecting the rainforest means preserving the throne of one of South America's most powerful rulers of the sky. Across the open grasslands, rabbits are not only symbols of speed and agility, but also a rich source of energy for eagles. An adult rabbit often weighs around 11 pounds, making it a valuable reward after a precise hunt. But to reach prey capable of changing direction in an instant, an eagle must rely on vision, altitude, and perfect timing. From high above, a golden eagle can detect small movement on the ground from more than 1 mile away, sometimes nearly 2 miles under favorable conditions. When a rabbit moves away from its burrow to feed, the distance between it and safety begins to widen. That is the moment the eagle folds its wings, lowers its altitude, and drops in a controlled dive. Below, the rabbit changes direction repeatedly, creating zigzag patterns to disrupt the attack. The eagle's talons, often estimated to exert around 400 pounds per square inch of pressure, help maintain the advantage during the critical moment. But success is never guaranteed. Every rabbit hunt becomes a test between speed on the ground and power from the sky. It is that unpredictability that keeps nature in balance. Among the Rocky Mountains, where thin air and steep cliffs divide every step, mountain goats survive through near-perfect balance. A low center of gravity and specialized hooves with gripping pads allow them to turn dangerous rocky slopes into safe refuge, avoiding most predators on the ground. But at those heights, danger does not come only from below. With a wingspan close to 7 feet, the eagle rides the wind currents, reading the terrain and watching every movement of the herd. The most vulnerable targets are often young goats separated from their mothers or standing too far from the group. The eagle does not need a prolonged confrontation. It only needs one sudden approach strong enough to force the young goat into an unstable position near the cliff's edge. An adult mountain goat is a completely different challenge. A male can weigh around 150 pounds, with powerful muscles, rock-gripping hooves, and short horns used for determined defense when pressured. Because of that, the eagle does not rely on strength alone. Instead, it uses the mountain itself. One perfectly timed approach, one unstable step along the cliff, can turn the terrain into an ally of the predator. That reward does not only sustain the eagle, it is also carried back to the nest for the next generation. Along the cliffs, survival belongs to the one that keeps its balance until the very last moment. Across the hot, dry grasslands, every species develops its own way of survival. Antelope are among the most agile symbols of the savanna. Light bodies, long legs, and explosive jumping reflexes allow them to outrun many predators on the ground. Some species can reach speeds of more than 50 miles per hour, changing direction repeatedly to disrupt pursuit. But at times, those sudden runs away from the herd can create dangerous openings for predators from the sky. In Africa, the martial eagle is considered one of the rulers of the air. With a wingspan close to 8 feet, it is powerful enough to target young antelope or smaller individuals separated from their mothers. To succeed, the eagle does not rush its attack. It circles above, studies the distance between mother and young, then disrupts the mother's rhythm with short, sudden approaches. Once an opening appears, the martial eagle quickly changes direction and drives toward the weaker target. If it detects a young animal alone or slow to keep pace, the advantage grows even greater. For African warthogs, speeds of around 30 miles per hour help them escape many dangers on the ground. But separated piglets face a very different situation. Once the protective formation breaks apart, the martial eagle immediately takes advantage of the gap. On the savanna, speed may save a life in many moments. But against a predator that knows how to read hesitation, awareness becomes the final line of defense. The orca surges forward, and the ocean surface erupts into a sudden, high-speed pursuit. Ahead of it, few targets can hold a safe rhythm for long. Even other predators grow cautious when this coordinated hunting group appears. Across the vast ocean, the orca turns shark hunting into a refined skill. So in these waters, who can truly hold their ground once the orca makes its move? The orca is the largest member of the dolphin family, with adult males reaching nearly 30 feet in length and weighing more than 12,000 pounds. Its black and white body supports endurance, sudden bursts of speed, and agile movement through deep water. The orca's true strength lies in group intelligence, distinct communication, and hunting memory passed through generations. In a world of sound, they navigate, communicate, and coordinate like a family reading the ocean through strategy. Along the coast of Peninsula Valdez in Patagonia, South American sea lions gather on steep pebble beaches where each wave rises and falls like the ocean's breath. An adult male weighs around 700 pounds, powerful in the water but slower to move near the shoreline. During the breeding season, when dense groups gather, this seemingly calm coast becomes a hot spot for hunting strategy. In Patagonia, the orca does not simply hunt. It reads the beach like a living map. It measures the slope, the tide direction, the rhythm of the waves, and every foot of distance, because even one small mistake can leave a body weighing over 12,000 pounds stranded. When the moment comes, the orca accelerates with the wave, rushes close to shore, and brings part of its body onto the sand for a very brief instant. This technique is known as intentional stranding. After the close approach, it uses the retreating water to slide back into the ocean. In Patagonia, the beach is no longer an absolute refuge. It becomes a boundary where intelligence, risk, and experience are passed on like a legacy of survival. The open ocean is not just a space of waves, but a network of subtle signals shaped by the intelligence of dolphins. With streamlined bodies and bursts of speed exceeding 20 miles per hour, they move as a unified whole, where every distance is maintained through near-perfect coordination. Yet in the Pacific, even a pod numbering around 1,000 individuals can fall at a disadvantage when the orca appears. These ocean strategists do not act hastily. They deploy a calm, precise, and highly patient pincer movement. One group maintains pressure from behind, forcing the dolphins to constantly shift formation under mounting tension. Another group quietly arcs ahead, closing off every escape route. When a single individual falls out of rhythm, the predators use a controlled burst of force, with pressure reaching around 20,000 pounds force. The movement lifts the target above the surface, turning the ocean's own momentum into a controlled advantage. As the encounter ends, the ocean returns to calm. Speed alone is never enough to hold the advantage. In the end, power belongs to the orca, the ruler of the sea through collective intelligence. Gray whales are known as ancient travelers of the ocean. Each year, they complete a journey of more than 10,000 miles, carrying massive bodies that can weigh around 90,000 pounds from the cold northern seas to warm southern lagoons. For a young whale, that journey is not only migration, but its first lesson in breathing rhythm, distance, and survival instinct. In the waters of the Pacific Northwest, orcapods track this route with remarkable patience. They rarely waste energy on an adult mother, instead focusing pressure around the calf, which is already about 15 feet long at birth. Each member of the pod takes turns holding position, cutting off movement, and forcing the mother and calf to keep changing direction. The mother whale responds with experience gained across thousands of miles of ocean. She keeps the calf close beside her, uses her massive body as a shield, and skillfully moves into shallow water only a few feet deep to limit the opponent's angle of approach. In that moment, survival depends on breathing rhythm, distance, and unbroken connection. This 10,000-mile journey is a reminder that nature's power lies not only in strength, but in a protective instinct carried to the very end. Seals are agile residents of cold oceans. They can dive deep, turn quickly, and use drifting ice as a place to rest in relative safety. An adult can weigh around 600 pounds, with an energy-rich fat layer that makes it a valuable target for the orca, yet not an easy one to reach. When a seal climbs onto an ice floe, the gap between water and ice seems like a final barrier. But for the orca, that is when the hunt shifts to a completely different strategy. From beneath the cold water, the pod begins to observe. They do not surge upward alone, but swim in parallel, holding rhythm and forming a unified structure. When the moment comes, bodies weighing over 12,000 pounds accelerate together, driving a powerful wave toward the ice. The ice surface trembles. The seal loses footing and slides closer to the edge. If the first surge is not enough, the pod adjusts direction, distance, and force. This is the well-known wave-washing technique. The environment is no longer a safe refuge, but becomes part of the strategy. Observations in Antarctica suggest this method can reach a success rate of around 75%, often requiring more than 4 waves and lasting about 30 minutes. In the wild, safety is never absolute. For the orca, intelligence can turn even ice into a tool for survival. In the heart of the deep blue ocean, the great white shark has long been seen as a legend of solitary power. Weighing up to 5,000 pounds and carrying a jaw built for raw force, it makes many creatures keep their distance. Yet even this silent ruler can face a harsh reality. When the black and white shadows appear, the balance of power begins to shift. Rather than relying on brute strength, the orca uses high-frequency sound to disrupt its opponent's senses. They coordinate with the precision of a special operations team, with one individual creating pressure from the front while the pod closes in from blind spots. Every movement has order, turning the encounter into a contest between solitary instinct and group intelligence. The greatest reward lies in a high-calorie reserve, one that can make up nearly 30% of a great white shark's body weight. When the moment comes, the orca attempts to turn its opponent upside down, triggering a temporary state known as tonic immobility. In that instant, strength is guided by strategy. Who would have thought that teamwork beneath the sea could be so powerful? The orca turns shark hunting into an art. As the orca's black and white shadow fades into the ocean, a new order is established. In the depths of the ocean, the humpback whale emerges as a symbol of strength and endurance. Weighing around 88,000 pounds, with pectoral fins reaching nearly 16 feet in length, it moves with agility while maintaining a safe distance from potential threats. Powerful tail strikes are enough to make any rival hesitate. Yet the orca does not choose direct confrontation. It approaches with coordination and patience. The target is often a calf weighing about 2,000 pounds, swimming close to its mother. Rather than rushing in, the pod maintains pressure from multiple directions, forcing the pair to constantly adjust position and breathing rhythm. The turning point lies in reading instinct. One orca may rise from below, creating movement that resembles the familiar support of the mother, causing the calf to hesitate for a brief moment. Just a few inches outside the protective range can be enough to shift the outcome. The encounter unfolds over time, where endurance and coordination determine the result. In the vast ocean, strength still matters, but the ability to control timing ultimately defines true power. A close approach awakens the instinct of one of the most formidable predators of the grasslands. But not every target panics and runs. Some rivals are fast and resilient enough to halt that advance. In the wild, authority exists only when it is continually proven. So when the advantage fades, can the lion still hold its crown? The lion is one of the most powerful and highly social big cats. It lives in structured prides, where females typically lead the rhythm of the hunt, while males focus on protecting territory and maintaining the group's position. In the wild, the lion's hunting success rate is often below about 30%, showing that failure is a natural part of survival. The wilderness remains balanced. Even the ruler of the grasslands must face the cost of a single miscalculation. Across the savannas and semi-arid regions of Africa, antelope are not only a vital source of energy, but also a major challenge for lions. In many ecosystems, medium to large ungulates make up a significant portion of their diet. But to bring down these animals, lions must overcome speed, formation, and highly alert defensive instincts. In a dry landscape, two hungry young lions test their chances against an oryx weighing around 450 pounds. This antelope stands out with straight horns over 3 feet long, forming a formidable line of defense. When approached, the oryx does not panic. It stamps a warning, angles its horns toward the pressure, and maintains distance with precise inch-by-inch movement. With wildebeest, the challenge takes on a different form. When pressed, it does not flee in disorder, but turns, lowers its head, and uses its curved horns as a barrier. A single well-timed response can be enough to make a lion step back, recognizing that control can shift in an instant. Even the sable antelope, weighing close to 500 pounds near the water's edge, can turn a moment of drinking into a strong defensive stance if a lioness approaches from the wrong angle. A small miscalculation in position is enough for the predator to lose its advantage and withdraw. Against such resilient opponents, lions must rely on calculation and patience. On the savanna, survival is not only about fleeing, it is about staying composed at the right moment. In Africa, the giraffe stands out not only for its height, but for how it turns its massive body into a living observation tower. Standing over 18 feet tall and weighing around 2,600 pounds, it can detect movement from a great distance, often before other animals even sense approaching danger. For lions, it represents a large but high-risk source of energy. A healthy adult is not an easy target to overpower. The pride must spread out, guide its direction, and wait for the moment the giraffe loses rhythm or becomes separated. In the wild, the success rate against this target is only around 25%, as a single misjudged angle can erase the opportunity. When pressured, the giraffe does not panic. It pivots, keeps its balance, and uses hind legs nearly 6 feet long to create a defensive zone around itself. Each time the lions hesitate, the balance shifts toward the one that maintains distance. If the focus shifts to a calf separated from its mother, the chances may rise to around 45%. But at that moment, the entire group becomes more alert, tightening its awareness across the landscape. The African buffalo stands as a living fortress of the grasslands. Weighing around 1,100 pounds, it is not only a major source of energy within the ecosystem, but also one of the most difficult challenges for lions. This is a world where strength doesn't stand alone, but is always tied to the discipline of the herd. When the boundary of safety is crossed, buffalo do not scatter. They lower their heavy horns, hold formation, and can accelerate to about 37 miles per hour in short bursts. A direct impact can generate immense force, prompting a predator to quickly adjust its approach. In encounters like these, lions cannot rely on speed alone. They must read the wind, judge distance, and identify gaps within the formation. The true strength of the buffalo lies in its protective instinct. When an alert signal spreads, the herd tightens formation, shielding vulnerable members at the center. Adults take position along the outer line, forming a living wall that forces lions to weigh every move. When the grasslands grow still again, the lesson remains. Position is not defined by strength alone, but by unity at the right moment. Across the open grasslands of Africa, African wild dogs do not stand out for their size, but for their discipline. Each individual typically weighs around 70 pounds, much smaller than an adult lion. In return, they possess endurance, speed, and a level of coordination rarely seen among predators. Between lions and African wild dogs, a tense boundary always exists, where a single advance can shift the rhythm of the plains. When a lioness moves into the hunting grounds of a wild dog pack, she does not face a single target, but a small, fast, and tightly connected formation. They do not scatter in panic. They spread out in multiple directions, maintain a safe distance, and take turns applying pressure. A common strategy unfolds as one group distracts from the front, while others press from the sides, forcing the lioness to constantly turn and defend. With sustained speeds of around 37 miles per hour, African wild dogs can maintain this pressure long enough to disrupt control of the situation. Each time the lioness moves in, the formation stretches. Each time she slows, the pressure quickly returns. In the end, the lioness is forced to step back. In the wild, stepping back is not always failure. Sometimes it is the instinct to conserve energy and survive. Beneath sediment-rich river waters, the Nile crocodile nearly blends into mud, current, and shadow. At around 16 feet in length, with a bite force of about 3,700 pounds per square inch, it does not need to display power to create pressure. Its strength lies in silence, patience, and precise timing. Known for ambushes along the river's edge, it creates a constant sense of caution for animals stepping into shallow water. For a pride of lions, the riverbank is both a necessary stop and a high-risk boundary. In a brief moment as a lion crosses, the surface can erupt from a sudden surge moving at roughly 30 feet per second. With powerful jaws, the crocodile leaves little room for error. Even when feeding near the water's edge, lions must remain alert to movement rising quietly from below. While adults may react in time to step back, the curiosity of cubs can quickly increase the risk. A single misstep on the slick mud, a distance off by just a few inches, can be enough to break balance. In this place, strength on land is no longer an absolute advantage. The terrain itself reshapes control of the moment. This is not only a contest between strength and ambush, it is a lesson shaped by the environment. When the water takes control, even the ruler of the land must know when to step back. The rival that makes lions most cautious is not necessarily a massive body, but a system of discipline known as the spotted hyena. Operating within a matriarchal social structure, with clans that can reach around 80 members, each group functions as a unified entity, where collective intelligence outweighs individual strength. When they detect lions controlling a contested food source, hyenas do not rush into direct confrontation. They begin with far-reaching calls, summoning others from multiple directions. Step by step, the formation expands, spreads outward, and creates a ring of pressure around the contested space. Rather than engaging head-on, hyenas wear down the lion's focus through constant vocal signals and brief advances. As their numbers grow and collective pressure builds, the lion's control can begin to shift within moments. Yet hyenas also read the situation carefully. If the balance turns against them, the group withdraws in order, preserving strength for another opportunity. In the wild, this is not weakness, but a refined survival instinct, knowing when to advance and when to step back to endure. In nature, the sky is not always a place of safety. When a bird of prey locks onto a target, distance begins to disappear. Wings fold inward, talons extend, and the dive turns open air into pressure. Each species carries its own strategy for controlling the moment of survival. So what makes these winged hunters such a feared presence on the ground? In the natural world, birds have adapted to nearly every habitat on the planet. With more than 10,000 species, they can be found from deserts and rainforests to distant frozen regions. Among birds of prey, sharp vision allows them to lock onto targets from remarkable distances. Powerful talons and curved beaks turn every close approach into a survival advantage. Because of this, the sky is more than empty space. It is a battlefield shaped by every beat of a wing. Hawks are among the most adaptable hunters in the sky, relying not only on strength, but also on vision, flight angles, and precise timing. From the deserts of North America to wide open grasslands, each species has developed its own strategy to turn the skies into an advantage. In the hot, arid regions where the Harris's hawk lives, a hunt can become a rare display of coordination within the world of birds of prey. Against a fast and highly alert jackrabbit, one Harris's hawk dives low to create pressure, while others circle above to block escape routes. Eyes as sharp as binoculars track every sudden change in direction. Each wingbeat closes in like a tightening trap until the final move brings the chase across the harsh desert to an end. Across North America, the red-tailed hawk demonstrates a different hunting style. Near Mexican free-tailed bat caves, it can dive at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, weaving through zigzag flight paths to intercept targets moving rapidly through the air. It is not only a display of power, but also of calculation within a sky filled with motion. Yet hawks do not always succeed. When a marsh hawk chooses a gull as its target, speed and a sudden attack angle may provide an early advantage. Even so, the gull maintains distance, reacts aggressively, and stretches the confrontation through several tense seconds, enough to disrupt the rhythm of the attack. In nature, the side that strikes first is not always the side that prevails. Across the vast lakes of Africa and the Mediterranean region, the great white pelican appears perfectly designed for life on the water. With a wingspan approaching 10 feet, it not only glides through the sky with striking presence, but also enters the hunt through patience, coordination, and survival instinct. Its greatest advantage lies in the soft pouch beneath the bill. This expandable pouch can hold nearly 3.5 gallons of water, turning each downward scoop into a living net. When the flock forms a line across shallow water, the formation slowly begins to close in. The surface ripples, schools of fish are pushed together, and each bill opens at exactly the right moment to seize an opportunity. An adult pelican requires more than 4 pounds of fish each day to maintain its energy. Because of this, changing food conditions force the bird to rely on more than fish alone. Its bill, measuring around 15 inches long, allows it to filter water, secure prey, and even take advantage of unexpected opportunities along the shoreline while competing with smaller birds or defending feeding space. But in nature, every advantage has its limits. While focused on the movement beneath the water, the pelican can overlook the quiet activity surrounding the hunting grounds. A single brief pause is enough to change the rhythm of the hunt. And when the lake grows calm once again, the hunter that once controlled the moment quietly gives way to a larger law of the wild. Across Africa, the secretary bird stands out as an unusual predator. It does not dominate the skies through sudden dives, but instead chooses the ground as its stage for survival. Standing more than 4 feet tall with a wingspan approaching 6.5 feet, this bird moves through dry grass like a patient warrior. Each day, the secretary bird travels more than 20 miles across the grasslands in search of large insects, reptiles, and small rodents. Its long legs, protected by heavy scales, not only allow it to move with endurance, but also become tools of control when danger appears. When a target is spotted, the bird does not rush forward recklessly. Its body rises tall, and the wings spread slightly for balance. Then the steps grow quicker, shorter, and more precise, steadily closing the distance. Each strike can generate force nearly 5 times its body weight, turning patience itself into strength. Far more than a symbol of peaceful beaches, seagulls are also formidable opportunists in the wild. Among the larger species, wingspans reaching nearly 5 feet allow them to ride ocean winds across lakes, tidal flats, and rocky islands in search of food. Their most notable weapon is not the talons, but the strong, sharp, slightly hooked beak. Across the calm surface of a lake, a group of ducklings stays close together while feeding. But the moment one drifts away from its mother, the small bird immediately falls under observation. From above, the seagull lowers its flight, skims across the water, and delivers a swift strike. The target is lifted from the lake before the flock can regroup. This species is also known to feed on rabbits and even pigeons, revealing the precision and opportunistic instinct behind its hunting behavior. Its ability to seize the right moment is remarkably effective. At the same time, a highly flexible jaw structure allows the seagull to expand its throat to an astonishing degree. After a successful hunt, it can swallow surprisingly large prey within moments. The harshness of survival is not limited to prey alone, but also appears within the colony itself. In crowded nesting areas, some nests may sit less than 16 feet apart, turning space, food, and territory into constant sources of competition. When boundaries are crossed, seagulls spread their wings, rush forward, and drive rivals away with their beaks. Unprotected chicks can also become targets. Despite their aggressive side, seagulls still play an important ecological role. On islands such as Skomer, they hunt, scavenge leftover food, and help maintain the balance of coastal ecosystems. Among the trees of Africa, a weaver bird's nest is more than a place to raise young. It is a structure built for survival. Some species spend around 18 days completing a nest, weaving strand after strand of grass into a hanging pouch. A narrow entrance, tangled construction, and elevated position force many predators to spend extra time trying to reach it. When a boomslang nearly 5 feet long moves toward the nest, the first advantage belongs to the snake. Its slender body, climbing ability, and silent movement allow it to approach with little warning. But the suspended design, the tight entrance, and the dense woven layers begin to slow the advance. That brief delay gives the flock enough time to return. One by one, the small birds dive downward, circle overhead, release warning calls, and apply pressure from every direction. A single weaver bird may struggle to confront a snake alone, but the flock together can force the predator to lose momentum and retreat. For the chicks, the nesting stage often lasts around 3 weeks. Every passing day becomes another test the nest must survive. For the boomslang, this turns into a dangerous day as well. Before the prey can realize that the darkness has shifted direction, the barn owl has already appeared in silence. It does not rule the night through sound. Its power lies in near total quiet, where light-sensitive eyes, refined hearing, and soft wings turn darkness into a survival advantage. Many owl species can rotate their heads about 270 degrees, expanding their field of view without revealing movement. Specialized feather structures help reduce noise during flight, allowing owls to glide through narrow spaces with remarkable precision. Within the ecosystem, they help control small rodent populations, preserving part of nature's fragile balance. But during breeding season, that instinct turns toward a different purpose. Inside a cramped nesting cavity, a mother barn owl faces a small falcon searching for shelter. With a wingspan of about 3.5 feet, She spreads her body wide, shielding the safe space behind her. The intruder moves closer. The space tightens. Each movement becomes shorter, tenser, and more precise. Then, with one decisive step forward, the balance shifts. The stranger leaves the nest. Where survival never waits, maternal instinct may be silent, but it is never weak. The hunt passes, but the eagle's power still echoes through the sky. It shows that the ruler of the skies needs more than just massive wings. In nature, true strength lies in knowing the right moment to act. The eagle has proven why it deserves its place as king of the sky. If you want to see more impressive hunting scenes, be sure to like and subscribe today.